The following is a presentation of Spark Study Club. To see our course library and claim your free lifetime membership, visit sparkstudyclub.com today. Enjoy the podcast.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Spark Study Club podcast. I'm Adrienne Good, and today I am pleased to be joined by Dr. Rubén Rosas. Dr. Rosas is a full-time professor and clinical educator, as well as chair and director of the postgraduate program in endodontics at the National Autonomous University of Mexico, Leon campus. He previously served as an assistant professor in the Department of Endodontics for the International Dental Program at the Universidad de la Salle Bajo. He's also a reviewer for clinical oral investigations, received Mexico's National Endodontic Research Award in 2013, and has lectured extensively at national and international conferences. In this upcoming Spark Study Club webinar that Dr. Rosas will be presenting, he will explore hydrodynamic cavitation and its role in root canal cleaning, disinfection, and the preservation of natural anatomy. This educational program is sponsored by Odne, a developer of endodontic solutions created in close collaboration with leading dental clinicians and academic partners. Dr. Rosas, thank you for joining me.
Hello, how are you? No, come on. Thank you very much for having me here.
Absolutely. I'm excited to have you present more on this topic. We'll dig a little bit more into what that topic means. But before we get into the clinical topic, tell me a little bit about your journey in endodontics and what initially attracted you to the specialty and what ultimately led you to combine clinical education, research, and leadership in your career.
Oh, well, it's kind of funny because when I was in dental school, I attend an endo lecture, and when I saw a guy, a professor doing uh, some research and showing some clinical cases, it just blew my mind, and I thought it's what I want to do. That I want to do some clinical work, but I want to also combine my clinical work by doing some research, teaching, and sharing with students.
Awesome. Okay. So was there maybe a particular mentor or experience or question that helped shape the direction of your work in going into endodontics?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, Dr. David Jaramillo, he was my professor in dental school. And when I saw his passion, that was very contagious all the time, asking questions, doing some microbiological work. Uh, it just made me feel that I wanted to do something like that.
Okay. Well, endodontics is it's an interesting topic because the way that it is viewed in the US and it being a specialty and then internationally, not being a specialty but a huge focus, I think is very interesting in itself. But let's talk about endodontics and some of the central challenges. Obviously, we know in endodontics, adequately cleaning and disinfecting a highly complex root canal system is a challenge. Disinfection and cleaning. So, from your perspective as both a clinician and an educator, where do traditional instrumentation and irrigation techniques tend to fall short?
Yeah, well, we've known for a long time that instruments and irrigants cannot reach some certain areas in the canal. And that is why we believe that probably activation can be such a difference. And all the people is getting excited, testing different methods of activating solutions, and that is why we are here, because all the people is interested nowadays in these kind of techniques.
Definitely. So understanding the hydrodynamic cavitation, it's an interesting uh, topic. So for clinicians who may be hearing about this term for the first time, what is hydrodynamic cavitation and how does it work when you're in the root canal system? How does that work?
Well, for sure, I'm going to explain this in deep when we do the lecture. But in simple words, is when we energize irrigants and then tiny bubbles comes out and implode and explode, and this energizes all the irrigant inside, and you can reach some certain areas that you cannot reach without this kind of activation.
So it differs from traditional methods of irrigant activation, correct?
Yeah, absolutely, because all the research that we have nowadays have shown that when we are using different techniques of activation, the irrigants moves inside and reaches certain areas that we cannot reach usually when we are using traditional syringe irrigation.
So with endodontic treatment, it's traditionally involved mechanically enlarging and reshaping the canal to improve access for cleaning and irrigation. So why is there now a greater emphasis on preserving the natural root canal anatomy, and what clinical benefits might that provide? And you don't have to get in too much detail because I have a feeling you're going to be talking about this on the webinar, but maybe just an overview.
No, of course. This is a very interesting topic because it's pretty simple. If we preserve the anatomy, we have more structure and the tooth is more resistant. So that is why the trend nowadays is to keep as much as a structure as we can. But these make a little complex the way we disinfect the canal. That is why, again, activating irrigants may be an advantage or a possible solution.
Okay, so when we're talking about the science behind cleaning and disinfection, when a new method like this is introduced, which we've seen over the years in endodontics, what evidence or clinical observations should endodontists really consider when they're evaluating doing hydrodynamic cavitation and deciding whether or not it belongs in their own treatment workflow?
Well, I think we have two different ways of analyze this situation. For sure, we need to do some research and read papers and look at the quality of papers and are they evaluating. But also, it's important to evaluate the devices as clinician because this is like cars. One car is not for every single person. Probably one person needs an SUV, some other person prefer probably a different kind of car, a pickup, or I don't know. So I think these kind of devices are more or less the same. Depending of your practice, you may use a different device because it's less time consuming or it's cheaper or just because it's very simple to use. So, of course, if we keep an eye in all the science behind, we can select the device depending of what's better for our hands.
Okay, makes sense. So without giving away the entire presentation, what is one common misconception about root canal cleaning, irrigation, or canal shaping that you hope to challenge during your webinar?
Well, it is an interesting question. Uh, I think people nowadays try to to clean the canal by only use irrigants. Only by irrigation, we would love or we dream to disinfect the canals and cleaning. And I would like to address how also shaping canals and using some kind of instruments is also important because it is a combination.
Okay. So what is the most important thing that you hope clinicians will take away from your upcoming Spark Study Club webinar?
Well, I hope they can understand the hydrodynamic cavitation or the mechanics or physics of this way of activate irrigants, because I hear that people is kind of resistant because we are using water and they think like, come on, are you guys using just water? But if you understand the mechanics and the physics of this hydrodynamic cavitation, you may understand why also hypochlorite is important, but this water can help and improve a lot your disinfection and cleaning the canal.
Okay. And so one more personal question. What does and this is just because we're a Spark Study Club, what does keeping your spark in dentistry and endodontic education mean to you?
Well, for me, keeping this spark is staying curious all the time. That is why we are here, because I like to test many different devices, not only for irrigation, CDCT, different instruments, or whatever we can use and probably make us to improve our practice. And for example, when I'm teaching and I see in my students' eyes this spark when they get excited about a new method when they understand something new. Okay, this really energized me and make me feel like I should keep working in this way, and I should follow this curiosity with them.
Oh, I love that. That's such a good answer. That's such a good answer. Okay, so Dr. Rosas, thank you for joining us. This was just a quick podcast to talk a little bit more about what your webinar is going to be on. It's giving a preview of hydrodynamic cavitation, an evolving approach to root canal disinfection, and anatomical preservation. To explore the science, evidence, and clinical applications in greater detail, we do invite everyone to listen in and register for Dr. Rosa's upcoming Spark Study Club webinar on September 16th. It's presented in support from ODNA. During the webinar, attendees will have the opportunity to submit questions for Dr. Rosas. There'll be a Q&A feature at the end. And we ask that you all join us and learn more just about advancing the future of endodontics in general. So thank you so much for your time, Dr. Rosas. Thanks for joining us on this podcast, and be sure to register for that webinar, and we will see you on September 16th.
We hope you
Hi,
enjoyed this
everyone. Welcome to
podcast.
the Spark Study
To learn
Club
more about the topics
podcast. I'm Adrienne
discussed,
Good, and
please
today
visit
I am pleased to be joined by
sparkstudyclub.com
Dr.
today
Rubén
and claim your
Rosas.
free
Dr.
lifetime
Rosas is a
membership.
full-time professor and
Thanks again
clinical
for listening,
educator,
and we
as
hope to see
well
you again
as
soon.
chair